Catherine, a mother of twins from Idaho, shared her shocking experience on TikTok, revealing how her husband's affair with her own mother turned her life upside down. This story highlights the complexities of trust and betrayal within family dynamics. Catherine's life seemed picture-perfect as she juggled motherhood and her relationship with her husband. However, after giving birth to twins, she faced severe health issues, prompting her mother to move in to help. Initially, Catherine was grateful for the support, but soon, she began to notice unsettling signs. As time passed, Catherine observed her husband's increasingly inappropriate behavior towards her mother. He would greet her with hugs and kisses instead of the usual handshakes, and even began massaging her mother's feet in front of Catherine. The situation escalated when, on Valentine's Day, he presented flowers to both Catherine and her mother, which struck Catherine as odd. Despite these red flags, Catherine hesitated to confront the situation, hoping it was merely her imagination. However, her grandmother advised her to remain patient, which only delayed the inevitable confrontation. The truth came crashing down during a video call with her husband when Catherine heard another woman's voice in the background. When confronted, he denied the presence of anyone else. However, Catherine's younger sister later confirmed that he had picked up their mother that day, leading to a painful realization. Faced with undeniable evidence, Catherine made the heart-wrenching decision to leave that very night, taking her children with her. The betrayal was compounded when her mother, instead of expressing remorse, moved in with Catherine's husband, continuing their affair. The fallout from the affair was devastating. Catherine's mother returned to her husband, who welcomed her back without hesitation. Meanwhile, Catherine's parents denied the affair, blaming her for being a terrible daughter and woman. This denial left Catherine feeling isolated and betrayed by those she once trusted the most. Despite the emotional scars left by this betrayal, Catherine found a way to channel her pain into something positive. She started a nonprofit organization aimed at helping single mothers, inspired by her own experiences of loss and betrayal. This initiative became a source of strength for her, allowing her to rebuild her life and support others facing similar challenges. Now make sure to fasten your seats, because it gets crazier. In a shocking case from Westchester, Illinois, Dorothy J. Arndt, a 26-year-old woman, faced serious legal consequences after engaging in a sexual relationship with her 15-year-old stepson. This story highlights the devastating impact of betrayal within a family and the ensuing legal and emotional fallout. Dorothy married a man who had a 9-year-old son from a previous relationship. At the time of their marriage, Dorothy was only 9 years older than her stepson, which created a unique and complicated family dynamic. Initially, the relationship between Dorothy and her stepson was typical, with the boy not calling her Mom, but spending time with her watching TV and engaging in family activities. As the years passed, the father began to notice a shift in the relationship between his wife and son. He felt increasingly uncomfortable with the closeness they shared, suspecting that something inappropriate might be developing. Despite his instincts, he struggled to confront the situation directly, often feeling as if he were losing his mind. He would leave the house, claiming he would return in a couple of hours, only to come back early to check on them. The affair reportedly began in July 2005 and continued until October 2006. During this time, the father's suspicions grew stronger, but he had no concrete evidence to confront either Dorothy or his son. The situation escalated dramatically when, in June 2006, Dorothy gave birth to a baby boy. The father was left in disbelief when he learned that the child's paternity was uncertain, leading to the shocking revelation that his teenage son was the father. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the father was forced to confront his son about the affair. The teen initially denied everything, which only added to the father's anguish. However, the truth eventually came to light, leading to Dorothy's arrest on multiple felony counts of criminal sexual assault. The Cook County State's Attorney's Office stated that the stepson was unable to give knowing consent due to his age. Dorothy was indicted in June 2007, and the case drew significant media attention due to the nature of the crime and the family dynamics involved. The father expressed his heartbreak over the situation, stating that he had been living in a state of constant suspicion and turmoil. The fallout from the affair was catastrophic. The family was torn apart, and the couple's 5 children were placed in foster care as the legal proceedings unfolded. The father was required to undergo therapy, parenting classes, and substance abuse counseling as part of the custody proceedings. He expressed a desire to heal and reunite with his children, stating, "I don't want revenge or hurt. There's been enough hurt. I just want my kids back." Dorothy, on the other hand, faced the legal consequences of her actions, grappling with the reality of her choices and their impact on her family. The case raised questions about consent, the responsibilities of adults in positions of trust, and the devastating effects of betrayal within a family. Last but not least insane one is the shocking case from a small town in the Midwest. A young man named Jake found himself embroiled in a scandal that would tear his family apart. At the center of the drama were his relationships with his stepsister, Emily, and his stepmother, Sarah. This story explores the complexities of family dynamics, betrayal, and the consequences of forbidden relationships. Jake was a 22-year-old college student living with his father, Tom, and his new wife, Sarah, who was only 10 years older than him. Sarah had 2 children from a previous marriage, including Emily, who was 18 at the time. The family had blended together relatively well, with Jake and Emily forming a close bond as they navigated their new family dynamics. As the months passed, Jake began to notice a growing attraction between himself and Emily. They often spent time together, sharing secrets and confiding in each other about their lives. However, the closeness soon turned into something more intimate. They began a secret relationship, sneaking around to avoid detection by their parents. Simultaneously, Jake's relationship with Sarah also began to shift. Sarah, who had been a supportive stepmother, started to confide in Jake about her struggles with her marriage to Tom. As they spent more time together, Jake found himself drawn to her in a way he never expected. The lines between familial love and romantic attraction blurred, leading to a complicated web of deceit. The affair with Emily began innocently enough, with stolen kisses and secret rendezvous. However, as their relationship deepened, they found themselves unable to resist their desires. They would sneak away to secluded spots, engaging in passionate encounters that they both knew were wrong. At the same time, Jake's relationship with Sarah escalated. After a particularly emotional conversation about her marriage, they shared a moment that led to a physical encounter. What started as a moment of vulnerability quickly spiraled into a full-blown affair. Jake was now involved with both his stepsister and stepmother, creating a chaotic and morally complex situation. The truth began to unravel when Emily discovered she was pregnant. Conflicted and scared, she confided in Jake, who was equally terrified. They both knew that the revelation would have devastating consequences for their family. Meanwhile, Sarah also discovered she was pregnant, further complicating the situation. As the news broke, Tom was devastated. He felt betrayed by both his wife and stepson. The family was thrown into chaos, with accusations flying and emotions running high. Tom confronted Jake, demanding answers about the affairs. Jake, overwhelmed with guilt and shame, confessed everything, leading to a dramatic confrontation that left the family shattered. The fallout from the affairs was catastrophic. Tom filed for divorce from Sarah, unable to reconcile the betrayal. Emily, feeling lost and alone, struggled with the reality of her pregnancy and the impact it would have on her life. Jake, burdened with guilt, faced the consequences of his actions, grappling with the emotional turmoil of having hurt those he loved. In the months that followed, the family attempted to navigate the fallout. Therapy sessions were held, and attempts were made to rebuild trust, but the damage was profound. Emily ultimately decided to keep the baby, while Jake faced the challenges of being a young father under such complicated circumstances.